Your $70 purchase did not make you EA's only customer, it made your attention part of the product. While you played, Electronic Arts found a second customer with a larger wallet and a marketing budget. Now EA launched a business called EA Advertising, built to turn gameplay into sellable screen time. Officially, brands can appear through changing ads, sponsored challenges, custom activities, rewards, cosmetic items, overlays, replays, and video spots. Basically, EA sells players entertainment while selling companies access to the hours spent inside its games. Instead, EA has created a full system that lets brands buy space, change campaigns, watch reactions, and check whether the promotion worked. That structure turns occasional sponsorship deals into a business designed to repeat, grow, and spread across communities. Today, the same company can become a challenge, reward, replay graphic, live event, or item your character wears. Real stadiums are packed with sponsor boards, branded kits, score graphics, replay packages, and logos everywhere. However, EA's system lets brands influence what players see, unlock, collect, wear, replay, and do. According to EA, companies can sponsor events, kits, packs, item drops, replays, overlays, challenges, and broadcast elements. Beyond those formats, advertisers can request playable content built around a particular game, audience, or marketing goal. Conveniently, EA describes this advertising as respectful and non-disruptive. Of course, the company selling the ads also gets to decide what those words mean. Maybe free coach clothing in The Sims feels harmless, because players receive useful items without paying another fee. Still, players have no reason to assume every future campaign will remain tasteful once advertisers start demanding stronger visibility and better results. Nothing in the announcement confirms forced television-style commercials between every match or mission. Likewise, EA has not said every franchise will get ads, that personal player information will be sold, or that Mass Effect will contain branded quests. What the announcement confirms is a large advertising system built to place branded content, update it, track reactions, and expand buying options. Later we will return to why EA's version of respectful may differ from yours. First, let us see how this system can turn ordinary players into unpaid marketing workers. Usually, a normal challenge asks you to score goals, win races, finish missions, or complete matches because those actions serve the game. Under EA's model, a branded challenge can ask for similar actions while promoting a drink, retailer, streaming service, insurer, or clothing company. Then the player finishes the objective, receives a reward, and proves the campaign attracted attention. Congratulations, soldier. You completed 3 matches and earned the privilege of becoming an unpaid Mountain Dew intern. A company pays EA places the activity, you complete it, and the system counts what happened. Afterward, the advertiser can see whether people noticed the promotion, chased the reward, or ignored the whole thing. Modern games already train players to chase limited rewards, weekly goals, progress bars, and fear of missing out. Because of that, the advertisement does not need to interrupt the game when it can hide inside the reward loop. It sounds like a joke, but the scale of this operation is massive. We are not talking about one player, we are talking about a crowd the size of a small country. Company figures say EA's games and live experiences reach more than 120 million players every month. Marketers hear that number and see a huge audience already staring at screens, pressing buttons, recording clips, and sharing videos. More directly, they want to count how many people saw it, open something connected to it, finish the task, and claim the reward. Here is the part most corporate announcements hide behind soft language. EA is installing a meter around the advertising inside your gameplay. Imagine a branded bottle sitting beside a menu replay or challenge for several seconds while the system records whether the placement was visible. Perhaps nobody knows your name, but the platform can still report that thousands of players saw the logo, opened the event, and collected the item. EA can tell a brand, your promotion appeared this many times, stayed visible, produced this many interactions, and led to this many rewards. Integral ad science acts like outside ad police, checking whether promotions were actually visible and whether the reported numbers follow normal advertising rules. Put simply, EA hired an outside referee to prove to companies that their logos really appeared in front of players. Wait, it gets stranger, because this is no longer just EA showing an advertisement. Effectively, the company is placing a measuring device around parts of your play session, so it can prove your attention existed. During a match, you may think about tactics, progression, or whether the referee has declared war on your controller. Meanwhile, the advertiser sees views, completed objectives, opened items, claimed rewards, and proof that the promotion reached people. None of this confirms secret personal data sales or a hidden file containing every detail of your life. Yet it does confirm that your attention can be packaged, counted, sold, and improved like any other advertising product. This is not merely a hypothetical Mountain Dew scenario. The blueprint already exists in deals running right now. Start with the sports brands, because that is where the whole system looks most natural. Visa and Red Bull fit easily inside football, because payment companies and energy drinks already sponsor real competitions. Peacock and Xfinity have appeared through stadium placements, broadcast-style graphics, kits, packs, and personalized rewards in EA Sports FC. State Farm supplied custom kits connected to an EA Sports FC campaign. Lowe's used Ultimate Team challenges and branded player content, turning ordinary objectives into sponsored activity. Mountain Dew went further by helping create a playable college football team with its own stadium, mascot, and rewards. So far, EA can point at sports broadcasting and say this is merely realism. But if you think the plan stops at football, the next examples show that no genre is automatically safe. Worse, this is not just sports. Coach delivered free clothing and bags inside The Sims 4, a life simulator where stadium realism is not the excuse. Vans placed old-school shoes inside Skate as part of its involvement with the game. Together, these deals cover payments, drinks, streaming, internet service, retail, insurance, fashion, and footwear. Sports games remain the perfect testing ground because commercial clutter already looks normal there. Authenticity provides the defense, since real broadcasts contain sponsors, replay partners, score graphics, and branded clothing. Broadcasts already use sponsored segments, letting a game copy the format while calling the result realism. Therefore, EA can introduce more advanced advertising without making the first stage feel especially aggressive. Once the tools, brand relationships, and tracking systems exist, expansion becomes much easier. Outside sports, The Sims and Skate prove that the sales pitch already reaches beyond stadium simulation. Potentially, the same platform could support more properties later, although EA has not announced identical advertising across every franchise. Remember that difference because honest criticism should attack what exists instead of inventing evidence. Speculation about Battlefield billboards or Mass Effect product missions may produce jokes, but it is not proof. Evidence shows a central platform, an EA-built advertising server, outside measurement, major partners, and plans to offer more buying options. History also gives players little reason to trust promises of restraint. Horse armor began as a mocked, optional cosmetic purchase that many people treated like a harmless joke. Loot boxes were often defended as optional extras before they spread into progression systems, major releases, and political arguments. Microtransactions repeatedly entered through the side door, then moved closer to the center once publishers proved players would tolerate them. No comparison is perfect, and advertising may develop differently. Nevertheless, the industry's record shows why optional and cosmetic are starting points, not permanent limits. Premium games make this arrangement harder to defend because advertising is usually explained as the price of free access. Many EA customers already pay upfront, while some also buy deluxe editions, subscriptions, expansions, cosmetics, packs, ultimate team items, or digital currency. Adding another revenue layer does not automatically lower any of those costs. Consequently, it raises a simple question: what exactly did the original purchase cover? Apparently, EA has invented the reverse subscription, where players keep paying while the advertisements receive new features. Ideally, sponsored campaigns would fund meaningful free content, lower prices, better updates, or longer support. Until players see that value, the safer conclusion is that advertising becomes another stream of money stacked above everything else. Some players see free branded clothing as harmless and realistic sponsor boards as normal details. Others worry that ads will spread into menus, loading screens, single-player spaces, and more aggressive sponsored objectives. Hiring an entire operation to find, sell, deliver, and measure new advertising spaces changes the long-term incentive. Departments grow by finding more opportunities, not by announcing that every useful surface should remain empty. Finally, return to EA's promise that the advertising will remain respectful. From the player's side, respectful probably means optional, easy to ignore, suitable for the setting, and tied to real free value. Conversely, respectful to an advertiser may mean visible, repeated, measurable, interactive, and difficult to miss. There is the conflict hidden beneath the friendly language. If both sides want different things, EA must decide whose comfort matters more. Ultimately, the company now sells the game to the player and sells structured access to player attention to the brand. Corporate partners receive placements, custom activities, rewards, tracking, and ways to change campaigns after launch. Players may receive free items, realistic presentation, special events, or nothing valuable enough to justify the intrusion. Control remains with EA, and trust depends on what happens when advertiser demands grow. Does this money produce better games, cheaper access, meaningful free editions, and stronger support? Or does it simply join deluxe editions, subscriptions, packs, cosmetics, and digital currencies in the same crowded checkout line? Ironically, EA says brands are becoming part of the game, which may be the most honest sentence in the announcement. Initially, the first campaigns may remain optional, restrained, useful, and easy to ignore. Future restraint, however, depends on choices made by a company that now has financial reasons to expand the system. Accuracy requires us to avoid fake claims about forced commercials, secret data sales, or ads inside every future EA title. Reality is already enough. EA built the platform, signed major brands, started counting player reactions, and created reasons to keep going. At what point does an authentic logo become an intrusive distraction for you? Would you accept these ads if EA made the game $20 cheaper, or would that still feel like paying to enter somebody else's commercial? Buyers are no longer merely purchasing the battlefield, they are renting space inside somebody else's advertisement.